Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Anna, and if you want to make the most delicious fall dessert, make sure you stay tuned because this is so yummy. Today we're going to be making pumpkin pecan pie bars. Imagine you put a pecan pie and a pumpkin pie together in this like glorious little bar. Oh, it's so delicious. So one day I couldn't decide if I want a pecan pie, pumpkin pie, decided to put them together and it came out so yummy. So I do a shortbread cookie layer that it's going to be the base to our bars. So I'm going to show you how to make it. We're going to get right into it. So you are going to need some all-purpose flour, some powdered sugar, some unsalted butter, and a little bit of cinnamon powder. So we are pretty much just going to get right in because this doesn't require any more explanation. I'm going to grab a large mixing bowl. I also want to tell you that I have my oven preheated at 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and I also have a 8x8 baking dish lined with a little bit of parchment paper. So this just comes together very quickly. I am going to add my butter into my mixing bowl, and now I'm going to use my hand mixer to mix this together. Make sure your butters are room temperature. Okay, once your butter looks something like this, you are going to go ahead and add your all-purpose flour, powdered sugar. Make sure you sift your powdered sugar so you don't have any lumps, and you can go ahead and sift your flour too. And I'm going to add just a little pinch of ground cinnamon, and we are going to mix. So I'm going to go ahead and just go around my bowl with a spatula so I can kind of get all the flour incorporated. Give it one last mix. You are going to end up with something that looks like this. As you can see, it's very powdery. It doesn't become like a dough at all. You just want the butter to be nicely incorporated into the flour. You're going to transfer your shortbread base to your baking dish. Okay, just like that. I know, like I said, it's very floury and very crumbly, but it's gonna come together. So now you're going to either grab your hands or you can use the back of a mixing bowl, and you are going to pat the whole layer down. Make sure you pat it really nice and tight so it doesn't break apart. This looks perfect. As you can see, it's nice and even. If it becomes too hard for you to use your hands to pat it, to press it down, just wet your hands a little bit and it's gonna make it so much easier. So now that our crust is done, we can move on. So for our pumpkin layer, you are going to need some 100% pumpkin puree. Make sure it's just pumpkin puree and not the pumpkin pie mix. You're going to need evaporated milk, a little more cinnamon, cornstarch, granulated sugar, brown sugar, egg, vanilla, and just a pinch of salt. So let's get right into it. So I am going to add my pumpkin puree, my evaporated milk, my egg, and a little bit of vanilla extract. Now I'm going to use a whisk to whisk this all together. You're going to add in your sugars, cornstarch, and cinnamon, and your pinch of salt. Now you're going to whisk until combined. Okay, perfect. You want something that looks like this. Okay, so now you're just going to simply pour your pumpkin pie mix all over your shortbread crust. Okay, you want to even it out as much as possible. Perfect. So this layer is done. For the pecan filling, you are going to need a little bit of vanilla extract, some brown sugar, granulated sugar, corn syrup, melted butter, some chopped pecans. You can do half pecans if you want, and some eggs. That is it. Oh, and a little bit of more salt, because remember the salt brings out the flavor and things, so we want to make sure that is nicely seasoned so we get a really nice flavor. So I am going to use the exact same bowl because Why are we doing extra dishes when we don't need to? So in the bowl, you're going to add, your eggs in the bowl, to the bowl. I meant not in the bowl. And you are going to give it a quick whiskety-roo. I'm going to add in my corn syrup. Let me get the help from my little spatula here to take everything out. And I like to grease my container with a little bit of melted butter or a little bit of oil. It makes it easier for the corn syrup to come out. Now I'm going to do my melted butter. Just make sure that your butter is slightly cooled before you add it, because remember, we are working with eggs and we wouldn't want to scramble the eggs. So add in your vanilla extract, both types of sugar, your pinch of salt, and we mix. Beautiful. Now all that's left to do is to add the pecans. Now we transfer our pecan filling into and over the pie filling. Our pie bars are ready to go into the oven. Remember, my oven's preheated at 425. And now I like to put it on top of a baking dish just in case anything spills, that it shouldn't, but just in case you don't get your oven dirty. So now this is going to go at 425 for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'm going to bring down the temperature to 350. It's gonna continue cooking for about 40 minutes until you insert like a toothpick and it comes out mostly like pretty clean. That's how you know that it's ready to go. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back to show you the final results. My pie bars are finally done. They cooked for a total of 50 minutes. You can tell by my outfit changed. I had to leave them in the fridge to set for about, they were in there for about a good 6 hours, I believe. So what I did was I removed it from the oven. I let them come to room temperature for about 30 minutes and then I popped them in the fridge for about 6 hours. Now they are finally done. So we are going to cut right into them and I cannot wait to dig right in. The more you let them set, the better they're gonna come out. I want to give you a closer look at what yours should look like. As you can see here, you have your shortbread crust, your pumpkin layer, and then your pecan layer. And this is so yummy. So we are going to dig right in. So perfect. The crust is perfect. The pumpkin layer is nice and creamy. And then you have the crispy, gooey pecan layer on top. It's definitely on the sweeter side, but that's better because that means that only a little piece will satisfy you. So you don't need to eat as much. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Remember, written recipe on my website, link in bio. I hope you enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.